This is an introduction to the Student Handbook for Science Fair projects for this school year. This is only an introduction and just briefly goes over the entire handbook. For more detailed information, there'll be other videos out. To start with, we have the table of contents. In the table of contents, you'll find exactly what you need to know where to go for your project. As you can see, once again this year, you have an option of experiment or research project. Pay attention to what sections you're using, because if you're doing experiment, you don't need to complete the research section. If you're doing research, you don't need to complete the experiment section. The due dates are listed here, as well as the final project due date that is due on January the 17th. We have reminders of things you need to keep in mind. Step 1 you'll do for both projects, and step 1 is basically just choosing your topic. As we continue down, you can see the due date at the bottom. Step 2, and this is where you need to start paying attention to what you're filling out. This particular step 2 is for experiment only, and it continues on for 2 pages. As we continue on, we have step 3 for experiment only, writing your proposal. That continues on for 2 pages. Step 4 is about conducting your experiment. So again, just for the experiment. Step 5, drawing your conclusions. And then that's the only part that's at the end of the part that's for experiment only, because then we move into step 2 for research projects only. So if you're doing a research project, this is where you need to pay attention at. You have step 2, continues on to step 3, getting organized, as well as the graphic organizer that goes with that. Step 4, writing your rough drafts. Step 6, checking your project against the rubrics, and this is where step 6 comes in. It's both projects. So both projects need to check your plans, check what you've done against the rubric, and then step 7, designing your display. Step 8, student logbook. The rubrics are found at the end of the handbook. So depending on what experiment you're choosing to do, you need to pay attention to what part of the handbook you need to complete. For experiments only, you're only completing the experiments parts 2 through 5 for experiment, and then doing 6, 7, and 8. And then for research projects, just do the step 2 for research projects, and then 6, 7, and 8.